All right, so you're gearing up for an insurance product manager interview. That's quite a challenge.
Definitely.
But we've got you covered. We've got our RoleCatcher intel right here, career guides, sample interview questions, even some AI insights. Consider this your like crash course,
A cheat sheet.
yeah, cheat sheet in acing that
Mhm.
interview. And we'll sprinkle in some insider industry knowledge along the way, too. You ready to dive in?
Absolutely.
Awesome. So first things first, what does an insurance product manager actually do?
You can think of yourself as like the architect of innovative insurance solutions. You're responsible for overseeing the development of new products, from that initial brainstorming all the way to the launch and beyond. And it's not even just about the product itself. You need to make sure it aligns with the company's overall strategy and, of course, resonates with those customers.
Okay, I'm getting the picture. It's a high-impact role, but interviews can be pretty nerve-wracking. So let's tackle some common questions you might encounter. Starting with, can you tell me about your experience with insurance product development? Now this seems straightforward enough, but how do we avoid just listing projects?
Yeah, so here's where storytelling really comes in. Instead of just listing tasks, you really want to paint a picture for them. Let's say you worked on a new cyber insurance product. Don't just say, I developed a cyber insurance product. Talk about like identifying that market need. Perhaps you saw small businesses struggling with data breaches. Mention the steps you took collaborating with underwriters to assess risk, conducting market research, and designing features to meet those specific needs.
Yeah, and don't forget the impact. Did your product lead to an increase in customer acquisition? Higher customer satisfaction? Those quantifiable results make a difference.
Absolutely. And this is actually where RoleCatcher's AI can really help you refine your response. You can input the job description and your answer, and the AI will actually analyze how well it aligns with the specific skills that they're seeking. It's like having a personalized coach helping you tailor your story for maximum impact.
That's seriously helpful.
Yeah.
Okay, next question. How do you stay up to date with industry trends and changes? This one seems to be about demonstrating continuous learning.
Absolutely. The insurance landscape is always changing, so showcasing your commitment to staying ahead of the curve is vital. You can mention specific publications you read, maybe like the Journal of Insurance or the National Underwriter, or if you attend industry conferences, name those as well.
Would mentioning thought leaders or online resources like podcasts be relevant here?
For sure. It shows you're actively seeking knowledge from a variety of sources. And here's a pro tip, tie it back to your work. Did a recent regulation change impact how you approach product development? Mention it. It shows you're not just absorbing information passively, but applying it to your work.
That's a great way to stand out. Okay, now for a question that dives into decision making.
Hmm?
How do you prioritize product development initiatives? There are always like so many factors to consider.
Right. So this is where you can really showcase your strategic thinking. Start by outlining your process. How do you gather information, whether it's market research, customer feedback, internal data? Then talk about your analysis. What criteria do you use to prioritize projects? Potential impact, market demand, resource availability.
And what about stakeholder alignment? It's not a solo mission, right?
Definitely not. You want to explain how you collaborate with different teams like marketing, sales, underwriting to make sure everyone's on board and the chosen initiatives align with the company's overall objectives. The interviewer wants to see that you can manage complexity and build consensus.
All right, on to question 4. How do you ensure successful product launches? This one seems pretty broad. Where do we even begin?
You can think of it as walking them through your launch playbook. So start with the foundation, clear goals and objectives. Then you can outline your process, developing a detailed timeline, allocating resources effectively, and establishing communication channels to keep those stakeholders informed.
So it's about demonstrating our project management skills.
Exactly. And don't forget about risk management. How do you identify potential roadblocks and develop contingency plans? Sharing a brief story about a time you anticipated a delay and proactively adjusted the launch timeline. It can really highlight your ability to handle real-world challenges.
It's all about being proactive and adaptable. Okay, question 5. How do you measure the success of insurance products? This seems like a data-driven question.
It is. You'll want to demonstrate your understanding of key metrics. So think customer acquisition rates, policy renewal rates, claim ratios, and overall profitability. But don't just list metrics. Explain why they matter.
For example, a high customer acquisition rate might not be meaningful if the cost of acquisition is sky high, right?
Exactly. You want to show you can analyze data in context and draw those meaningful conclusions. Even mentioning any data visualization tools that you use can be a plus.
Okay, time for a question that gets a little bit more personal. Can you tell me about a time when you had to make a difficult product development decision. What's the best way to approach this without sounding indecisive?
Yeah, so choose a specific example that showcases your judgment and problem-solving skills. Walk them through your thought process, the factors you consider, the potential risks and benefits, how you weighed those different options, and how you ultimately arrived at your decision.
And what about communicating that decision?
Crucial. Explain how you addressed any concerns, built consensus, and ensured everyone was aligned. Remember, leadership isn't just about making decisions. It's about bringing people along with you.
That's a great point. Now for question 7. How do you ensure compliance with regulatory requirements? This one seems straightforward, but what are they really looking for here?
They want to see that you understand the importance of compliance and have a proactive approach to risk management. You can showcase your knowledge of relevant laws and regulations. You don't have to recite legal jargon, but demonstrating familiarity is key.
And how do we show we're not just ticking boxes, but genuinely committed to upholding regulations?
You can talk about your process. How do you stay updated on changes? Do you rely on industry publications, legal counsel, or professional development courses? Mentioning those specific resources shows that you're serious about continuous learning in this space.
And should we try to weave in a specific example here as well?
Absolutely. It could be a time you identified a potential compliance issue and took steps to rectify it. Or perhaps you implemented a new procedure to strengthen compliance within your team. The key is to demonstrate that you understand the implications of non-compliance and are proactive in mitigating risk.
Okay, moving on to a question that focuses on teamwork. How do you work with cross-functional teams to develop insurance products? This seems like it's all about collaboration and communication skills.
It is. Start by emphasizing the importance of open communication. Talk about establishing clear channels, facilitating regular meetings, and actively seeking input from everyone involved. Marketing, sales, underwriting, legal, you name it.
So it's about being a good listener and a strong communicator.
Exactly. And don't shy away from mentioning techniques you use to foster collaboration, like brainstorming sessions or conflict resolution strategies. Sharing a brief anecdote about successfully navigating a conflict between departments can be really helpful. It can highlight your ability to find those win-win solutions and maintain positive working relationships.
All right, now for a question that tests adaptability. Can you tell me about a time when you had to pivot a product strategy? This one feels challenging. What if we haven't had to do a major pivot?
Even small adjustments can be really valuable learning experiences. The key is to choose an example that demonstrates your flexibility and data-driven decision-making. Start by explaining the original strategy. Then highlight the challenges you encountered and the data or feedback that prompted you to reevaluate.
So it's about showing we're not afraid to change course when necessary.
Exactly. Walk them through your analysis. What factors did you consider? How did you weigh the risks and benefits of different options? And finally, highlight the positive outcomes of your pivot. Did it lead to improved customer satisfaction, enhanced product performance? It's about showing you can learn from experience and deliver results.
Okay, on to the final question in this set. How do you ensure product differentiation in a crowded market? This seems like a real challenge, especially in the insurance industry. There's so much competition.
It is challenging, but it's also where your strategic thinking and customer focus really shine. Start by highlighting your understanding of the target market. What are their needs, pain points, and aspirations? How do you conduct market research and analyze competitor offerings?
It's about going beyond those surface-level demographics and really understanding what makes our target audience tick.
Absolutely. Then talk about how you brainstorm innovative features, benefits, or services that address those specific needs in a way that your competitors don't. It could be a unique pricing model, a specific coverage offering, or even a digital-first approach that streamlines the customer experience.
So it's not just about having those unique features. It's about communicating their value in a way that resonates with our target market.
Exactly. You might mention how you develop a compelling value proposition, craft targeted messaging, and leverage different marketing channels to reach your audience.
And of course, continuous innovation is key. The market's constantly evolving, so staying ahead of the curve by monitoring trends, gathering customer feedback, and iterating on our product is crucial.
You got it. Now remember that these 10 questions are just a starting point. The specific questions you encounter will vary depending on the company and the role.
But the underlying principles remain the same. Showcase your skills, experience, and passion. And don't be afraid to let your personality shine through. And for that extra edge, RoleCatcher's AI feedback can help you tailor your responses and make a lasting impression. ready to explore some career insights from their guides.
Let's do it. Absolutely. Let's dive into those RoleCatcher career guides. These guides are like treasure maps revealing the paths and possibilities within insurance product management.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
Where does this treasure map lead us?
So let's say you're just starting out. RoleCatcher's guide highlights the entry-level position of like an insurance product analyst. In this role, you would be conducting market research, analyzing data to inform product development decisions, and supporting product managers with things like marketing materials and sales strategies.
So it's a great way to get your feet wet and build a solid foundation. And what's fascinating to me is how this directly relates to some of the interview questions we just discussed. Remember, how do you measure the success of insurance products? An analyst role would give you firsthand experience with those key metrics.
For sure. And as you gain experience, you might progress to a role like insurance product coordinator. Here you'd be coordinating product launches, working closely with different teams like underwriting and marketing, and even conducting competitive analysis to inform product strategy.
So you're starting to take on more ownership and leadership responsibilities. And this ties back to that interview question about collaborating with cross-functional teams. It's not just about communication. It's about understanding each team's role and how they contribute to the overall success of the product.
Exactly. And eventually you could reach the level of senior insurance product manager. At this level, you're really setting the direction for new products, developing product lifecycle policies, which are those guidelines that ensure a product's success throughout its lifespan, and mentoring junior team members.
Wow, that sounds like a truly impactful role. And talk about a connection to the interview question. How do you prioritize product development initiatives? As a senior manager, you're making those high-level strategic decisions. That shape the company's product portfolio.
It really is a challenging but incredibly rewarding journey. And RoleCatcher's career guides paint a clear picture of what it takes to succeed at each stage.
Okay, I'm seeing how understanding the career trajectory can really inform how we approach those interview questions. It's like having an insider's perspective. Now, what about certifications? RoleCatcher's guides mentioned a few that can give you an edge.
Yeah, they do. The Certified Insurance Product Manager, CIPM, designation is a great example. It demonstrates your expertise in product development and management, showcasing your commitment to professional excellence. Think back to the interview questions about ensuring compliance with regulatory requirements. The CIPM covers topics like insurance regulation and ethics, making you a more informed and responsible product manager.
That makes sense. It's not just about having the technical skills. It's about understanding the broader context in which insurance products operate. What other certifications do they highlight?
Well, it depends on your specific career goals. But certifications like Project Management Professional, PMP, Certified Risk Manager, CRM, or even Certified Financial Planner, CFP, could add significant value to your profile. For example, if you're asked about ensuring successful product launches, having a PMP certification showcases your mastery of project management principles, which are crucial for coordinating those complex launches.
So it's about strategically choosing certifications that align with the specific skills and knowledge required for the role, and then highlighting those connections during the interview.
Absolutely. And remember, those certifications aren't just about checking boxes. They demonstrate your commitment to continuous learning and professional development, qualities that any hiring manager would find valuable.
Okay, I'm getting the picture. Certifications are like bonus points that reinforce our expertise and dedication. Now let's circle back to those interview questions for a moment. RoleCatcher's guides emphasize the importance of not just what you say, but how you say it.
That's right. It's about striking the right balance between showcasing your knowledge and skills and being personable and engaging. Think of it this way. The interviewer wants to see your personality shine through. Are you someone they'd enjoy working with? Do you bring energy and enthusiasm to the table?
So it's about being authentic and letting our passion for the industry show right. But how do we make our answers more engaging and memorable without sounding like we're reciting a script?
Storytelling is your secret weapon. Whenever possible, weave in anecdotes or examples from your experience that illustrate your key skills and accomplishments. For instance, instead of just saying, "I'm great at problem solving," share a brief story about a time you faced a complex product development challenge and found a creative solution. Did you have to pivot a product strategy based on unexpected market feedback? Talk about it.
So instead of just listing skills, we're bringing them to life with real-world examples that show how we think, how we approach challenges, and how we deliver results. It's about making the interviewer feel like they're getting to know us as individuals, not just resumes.
Exactly. And don't underestimate the power of body language and tone of voice, even in a phone or video interview. Smiling, making eye contact if you're on video. And speaking clearly and confidently all contribute to a positive impression.
It's about projecting that energy and enthusiasm that we were just talking about. Now, before we wrap up this part of our deep dive, we can't forget about one of RoleCatcher's most powerful tools, their AI feedback system. I've been so curious about how this works in practice.
This is where the magic really happens. Imagine this, you've crafted your answer to that question about ensuring product differentiation in a crowded market. You input your response into RoleCatcher's AI system. Select the specific insurance product manager role you're interviewing for, and the AI gets to work.
Okay, I'm listening. What does the AI do exactly?
It analyzes your response, providing personalized feedback based on the specific requirements of that job. It might suggest strengthening your answer by highlighting your experience with a particular type of insurance product, mentioning a relevant data analysis technique you used, or even tweaking your language to align with the company's values.
So it's not just generic advice. It's targeted insights that are specific to the job I'm applying for. That's incredible.
It is, and it gets even better. The AI actually compares your response to successful answers from other candidates who've interviewed for similar roles. It's like having a glimpse into what works and what doesn't, allowing you to refine your approach and stand out from the competition.
Okay, now I'm really seeing the power of this AI feedback. It's like having a personal interview coach who's analyzed hundreds of interviews and knows exactly what hiring managers are looking for.
You got it. And the best part is, this AI feedback is available for a wide range of interview questions, not just the 10 we've discussed today. Whether you're prepping for a behavioral question, a technical question, or even a brain teaser, RoleCatcher's AI can help you refine your answers and present your best self. It's all about maximizing your chances of success by leveraging the power of technology and personalized feedback.
That's an amazing resource. So we've got the interview questions, career insights, and AI feedback to help us craft those perfect answers. What else do we need to keep in mind as we head into the interview? So we've covered a lot of ground, from breaking down those tricky interview questions to exploring career paths and even using the power of AI. It's like we've cracked the code for interview success. But before we wrap up, let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture.
Right. It's easy to get caught up in the details of interview prep. But remember, this is about more than just getting the job. You're entering this really dynamic industry. One that's changing all the time with tech and shifting customer expectations.
That's a great point. It is exciting to think about all the possibilities.
Yeah.
But with all this talk about InsurTech and innovation, I'm curious, how do we bring that excitement, that forward-thinking mindset into the interview?
Well, it starts with showing your passion for the industry. Why are you interested in insurance? What gets you excited about developing products that meet the needs of the future? Let that genuine enthusiasm come through.
So instead of just talking about our past experiences, we should also share our vision for the future of insurance.
Exactly. What trends are you paying attention to? What challenges do you see? And how would you tackle them? For instance, maybe you're fascinated by how AI can personalize insurance policies, or using blockchain to make claims processing smoother. Don't be afraid to share those thoughts.
It's about showing that we're not just looking for any job, but that we want to make a real difference in the industry. And that brings up another important thing. The interview goes both ways. It's a chance for us to decide if the company and the role are a good fit for us too.
Absolutely. Don't hesitate to ask insightful questions. Like, what's the company's take on innovation? How are they using tech? What kind of professional development is there? Asking these questions shows you're not just after a paycheck, but you're looking for a place where you can learn and contribute.
It's about finding a company that matches our values and what we want to achieve. So to sum up, we've got the tools, the knowledge from RoleCatcher's career guides, and that AI feedback. And we've got our own well-prepared stories and thought-provoking questions. What's the one last piece of advice you'd give to someone going into an insurance product manager interview?
I'd say remember that preparation is everything. Practice your answers, research the company, and most importantly, have confidence in yourself and what you can do. You've totally got this.
That's some great advice. So there you have it. We've gone through the ins and outs of preparing for an insurance product manager interview, uncovering valuable insights and strategies along the way. Remember, with the right prep, a positive mindset, and real passion for insurance, you can competently navigate that interview process and start an amazing career in this exciting and ever-changing industry.
And one final thought. This industry is always evolving with new challenges and opportunities. How will you shape the future of insurance? What game-changing products will you create? We can't wait to see what you achieve.